Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today I've got a bunch of clips here of protests in our streets as well as some really nutty stuff. Now, this is stuff I wasn't able to share on the main channel in my video this morning because it just doesn't go through the system ever. It's a pain in the butt, but I have no problem here showing it on my second channel. I'm allowed to show this stuff. Other channels show this stuff, just not on my main channel. So what we've got here is two different kind of things. First, we've got conflicting groups from Pakistan and India, and Justin Trudeau has just brought in anyone, mass immigration, and now we got conflicting groups from Pakistan and India clashing in Canada. We've also got the Palestinians and people from Israel. There's that going on. That's not really, I mean, it's a clash, but it's more like just bullying from the Palestinians going after the people of Israel. The Jewish people of Canada don't feel safe in our country now. I mean, how could you be if you have people going around chanting every day in the streets calling for the extermination of your specific people? So now one of the more nutty ones going on is this. We've got these people here, the Samadun in Vancouver. This is a group of Palestinians, and if we look here, this group here, it is banned in Germany and obviously in Israel and is labeled as a terrorist group. Call themselves the Samadun Prisoners Solidarity Network. It's one of the main groups behind the dozens of pro-Palestinian rallies and demonstrations across Canada. These people support Hamas and the atrocities that happened on October 7th. You can see here they're terror listed in Israel and banned outright in Germany. Samadun has long been intimately associated with the PFLP, best known for its, I don't know if we can say that word, S-word bombings and airline hijackings. PFLP's military wing, the Abu Ali Mustafa Brigades, has openly boasted about having participated in the Hamas-led invasion of Israel on October 7th. So you can see these guys are basically terrorists. They are labeled as terrorists in Israel and Germany. Canada since 2022 has listed Hamas as a terrorist organization. So what else would you call these people but terrorists? Grouping up right here, this is downtown Vancouver, Cactus Club. This is the big Olympic torch right near the convention center.
One of the questions that was asked by our international coordinator is actually quite funny. They asked us whether when people in the streets of Seattle or Vancouver are chanting from the river to the sea, do they understand what they mean? Do they understand that they are calling for an end to this genocidal, criminal, colonial Zionist entity? And I want us all to be very, very clear. For the people in Gaza, for the people in Iran, for the millions rallying in Sana'a in Yemen, that yes, we are chanting the same thing. We are chanting from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
So we'll leave you by saying that we defend Charlotte and we defend anyone who is facing repression against speaking up for Palestinian liberation. We defend our prisoners, our resistance. We say long live the Palestinian resistance and long live October 7th. We're going to do an Arabic chant together. Maybe you know this one. Ali, 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 Ali.
Celebrating the death of other people doesn't get you very far in this country. I don't know what you do over there. If you want to have peace, you need to demonstrate wanting to have peace, not calling for the death and extermination of Jewish people. This is ridiculous. These people seem to be so indoctrinated and just can't open their minds to the fact of just welcoming peace and welcoming thy enemy. Maybe you can have peace in this country. Maybe it can't happen over there. I don't know, but if you want to live here, you have to. Otherwise, you shouldn't be allowed to live here. Not really a fan of the open terrorism that's going on here. And look, there's no cops. Not one cop here to deal with this. As it's set up here too, they're a non-profit status in Canada, not a terrorist organization, despite that's what they are in Germany. And the comments here, not one police officer, where the police, their hate is growing bigger and bigger. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to solve this problem by having your hate grow. You need to have the opposite approach. And like, you just see these comments here, like, this is why I need to get out of Canada, you know, leave forever. Like, Canadians are not feeling safe around here when you have people like acting like that. This is illegal and people are not being arrested. I sure hope when Poilievre gets in, he just cracks down every police force, just puts all these people in jail, at least gives warnings, say you're not allowed to do this, learn the rules in this country, or we're going to deport you, and just crack down on it. This shouldn't be happening in our country. Next up, we got this one. It says, people from Gaza welcomed into Canada. The majority of people in Gaza support Hamas. Are these people supporters of Hamas?
Good afternoon. We're about to get started here at the newcomers event
Project Hope. We got auxiliary in the house, and the guests are just about to arrive.
Yeah, the question is, hope for who? Hope for more protests in our streets? I'm all for bringing these people in. They need a place to go. They're, in a war-torn situation, but please don't bring your crap from over there over here. You got to integrate into our society and not cause absolute havoc and call for the genocide, the extermination of people from Israel here. It's not how that works. You're not allowed to do that. It's in our law. So hopefully these people can come to Canada peacefully and not end up in the streets like many of the people that are the Palestinians and not respecting our laws. And exactly what I just said right here. Let's hope they came with good intentions and plan to leave the insanity behind. Exactly. Now, somewhere where it isn't happening is in Toronto. There's basically a group of Palestinians. They wanted to protest against a church that I believe there was a bunch of people from Israel there. And the police showed up and they started going hands-on. So you can hear the yelling. There's other videos I can't show you, but that lady is like just swearing unbelievable amounts of profanities. And basically they were on the other side of the street from the church. They set up these barricades. I can't show a bunch of this footage, but they went in there and started ripping apart the police metal barricades, and it turned into a whole thing. As Brian Lilly says here, the police started arresting pro-Hamas protest outside a church that was having an event to celebrate Israel. These people can't coexist peacefully with the people of Israel in our country. So by default, does that not mean they're not allowed here? You can't mix. This is not a single culture country. This person here says the hateful mob was screaming outside the Filipino church, calling them white supremacists today. It's out of hand and needs to stop. I've never seen such stupidity. Yeah. I mean, the fact they go against the LGBTQ crowd as well when they're on, doing their parades and stuff, like the nonsense just doesn't end. With that said, we've got another one here. So there's an old man here, and this is a guy holding a flag of Israel. He's 88 years old. This guy here, I've seen different reports. He's 16. I don't know. He's a young guy. But basically, I can't show you this video, but he, as you can see here, goes to give this old man a very forceful hug. And if I fast forward it a bit here, he grabs him and then hugs him very nicely to the ground. And the old man, I can't show you the footage of the aftermath, but he has many open skin spots that are red, and he is damaged from that very generous hug from this guy. Yeah, so there's the guy there. And looking at some other videos, because this one was cut in a way to just show the one event, the aggressive hug, what I think happened is the old guy, maybe this guy got too close, the old guy pulled off his hijab, and then this guy in return then gave him that very generous hug, basically Hulk slamming him on the ground. That's what I think happened here, based off watching different videos. Either way, you can see this guy, he is young, and he could have killed this old man. There's the old man there. I can't go any further because it shows all the red open spots, but you get the idea. Like, this stuff in Canada is out of control. Like, we need to have police actually policing, because our country doesn't work without it. So I got an update here on this clip I just showed you. So it turns out, I said this was a guy, it's a woman who tossed, like Hulk slammed the old man, the 88-year-old Jewish man, and she got arrested. So glad they found her hijab to protect her modesty and all that. Savage comment. So we got this clip here. It's from America, but it just goes to show the mindset of these people, the Palestinians, and how they think about Hamas.
You support Hamas?
Every Palestinian support Hamas, not just me.
Every Palestinian support Hamas.
You support October 7th?
Who?
October 7th.
October 7? Yes, I do. What's wrong with October 7? You tell me.
Women and children.
What?
To murder.
What is this bull?
Every interview I've seen is exactly this. They say most Palestinians support Hamas, and Hamas did some boom boom on October 7th. I mean, there's no peace here. These people just have to stay in their country or go to another country that, aligns with them. They don't seem to align with any other country on this planet that is in Western nations, because all they want to do is exterminate all these other people. Like, I don't see what the solution is here aside from not allowing anyone from this country into any other country that isn't full of Palestinians. We got this posted by Melissa, says, what's happening in Brampton? So I can't really show you most of this video, but so there's a guy here, this guy, we'll call him Captain Bat. Captain Bat has a bat, and he goes to share his bat with this other guy here. We'll call him Captain No Bat. So Captain No Bat is backing up. We're going to just pause it here because we can't show this, but Captain Bat generously, you can see here with his good stance, strong stance, he tries to share his bat with Captain No Bat. And, well, you can see here he might have shared his bat. Now, if we just click a few times here, look at this move. That's actually the force that came from that. Yes, we've got Captain Bat and his friends just running in the streets, swinging their bats. What is going on in Canada? When have you ever heard of stuff like this? When I grew up, this stuff never happened. There was never people running around with bats trying to play baseball with people. It just didn't happen. As this person said, that's attempted murder, could get you 3 months in prison in Canada. Exactly. Should get him like 5 years in jail, but it'll probably get him nothing. Next up, we've got some more nonsense in the streets here. I'll just let the video speak for itself here. Any of you Indian dogs, see if you can get the flag from us. I'm not going to read out all this, but these guys are just battling. Trudeau has basically imported a bunch of this anger and hate from India, these conflicting groups that are fighting in our streets now. I'm not going to read what's on the screen there. You can take a look. It's vile. These are a bunch of vile-tongue protesters. Somehow they got their hands on some megaphones. We've got another clip. I don't know if it's from the same event, but it's the same people with the same flags. So this one's got American flags. I'm guessing this is in America. I'm not sure, but they're basically saying Indian Hindu, go back to India. Canadian Hindu, go back to India. These people should try getting jobs and fill their time with that. There's Canadian flag here, so I'm not sure where this is, but they should try getting jobs and see what that's like instead of just making a ruckus in the streets. So this guy says here, they're a national threat to the world. We Indians consider Khalistani as T-word pterodactyl organization. It's just importing like other countries' beef, which is playing out in our streets. Now, we've got this clip here posted by Harrison Faulkner. It says confrontation between Israel supporters and Palestinian supporters in the streets of Toronto. Like, this is the problem we're having here. We're not seeing a lot of flags of Israel being flown because these people, they're scared. They're hiding their houses. They don't want to be, exterminated as these people want to do to them. So, I mean, every once in a while you do see a group of them like this that come out. So there's some rough stuff going on here. This stuff needs to end. These people need to stop fighting. You can't be in our country and do this stuff, period. We don't want this here. The new Canada, non-Canadians fighting over something non-Canadian, exactly. She was also released to freely body slam another 80-year-old Jews. Do we need to have stricter rules on which groups can come to Canada if all they're going to do is fight in our streets? Because when it comes down to it, with all the cultures around the world, not all of them are going to mix. There's going to be some that just don't want to mix. They want to be pure and only them. And maybe that's what we have here. Maybe we have a couple of those groups that just won't mix in this country, and maybe we just shouldn't allow them in. Because at this rate, we're going to have the bulk of our citizens not feeling safe in the streets. And what kind of Canada is that?